How are you? I hope you've been well. So many things happening in the world. Okay, let's see. We got one that fell out. Here's your Arcana Astrology Oracle reading. So many things happening in the world. What does that mean? You're overwhelmed by the news? Were you participating somehow? Just trying to keep up with it all, right? Yeah, we all are. Okay. Ooh, Lilith. Lilith. That's a force. You're a force. Juno. A force. Juno. Cancer. Oh, shit. Pisces at the center of this reading. First quarter moon. Hygeia. Oh my God. Capricorn. Oh shit. Okay. Whoever you are, wherever you are. I don't say all that to scare you. That's not the intention here, right? But whew, this shit is powerful. This is deep. Okay, look. You just started something, right? You got like you're in this new role, you're freaking out a little bit because you got to get your shit together. It's like the moment you stepped in this role, things started falling apart. You have no fucking clue why, right? But the thing is, like, Capricorn is affiliated with like career. The thing is, like, you're falling apart to kind of be set up correctly, okay? So whoever you're working with, right, like review the details of the contract because you're being put in that position for a reason, okay? You're dealing with someone who, when it comes to career, they kind of already know what you need to clean up, right? But they're giving you that new chance, okay? So don't freak out. I say don't freak out because at the center of this reading is Pisces, right? So Pisces is all things in the hidden realm, right? So there's some information you don't necessarily know about as to why you were offered the contract, but you did take it, right? And then it's like all this stuff started happening, but all these things sprouted up so you could start clearing them, right? Because it's going to make a difference in your future business interactions, okay? Now, Pisces is what I always call like this duality, right? You've got these two fish swimming in opposite directions. But additionally, a fish is plural and singular, right? So we're talking about somebody who's got a lot of options, right? And it's like you have to actually stop and look at the opportunities that are in front of you because you've got one where it's actually in support of you. It just doesn't look like it and it doesn't feel like it. And so you're kind of in this tailspin, like really going through it emotionally, intellectually, like there's a lot of doubt. You need to clear it up, trust your intuition on this, okay? Like Pisces is definitely around like the emotions and the thoughts and the dream state. Like it's like if this was the dream opportunity that you wanted, you're getting so caught up in your head you're not actually acting on it, which is some shit you have to clean up because it's really highlighting for you that like the only thing that's going to hold you back in this instance is an unaddressed fear. So address the fear, okay? Like dive deep into that shit, figure out what the fuck it is and get rid of it. Okay, that's where the Hygeia comes in because this is a new start for you. And while it just feels like, you know, you're not on stable grounds, you actually are. Because usually the things that scare us and that are new to us are the things that create the most growth in us. I say, you're good, right? Don't freak out. On the right side, we have Lilith. Okay, Lilith is a force. Also, I think you're in the healthcare industry. I say that because if you know the story of Lilith, right? Some people affiliate her with the moon. This is still Greek and Roman, right? But 13th zodiac sign, was it Ocelophicus or whatever, right? If you look at the symbols affiliated with Lilith and that guy who was also, I think he was the guardian of the Oracle at Delphi, right? And the Oracle of Delphi was often consulted to give men in power, particularly generals in the military, insight on like how they should move. Oh, she was so cold-blooded, okay? Like she could do it, right? But at the end of the day, that oracle, and you have to do the research, so don't necessarily rely heavily on like my obsession with Greek and Roman mythology, because like I will go and put those pieces together. I care that much, right? But like there's something about lineage here, right? The power of DNA activation. Why do I say that? Lilith is also affiliated as the untold story of being Adam's first wife, okay? But Lilith wasn't about that submissive shit, okay? She was like, I ain't about that life, okay? Like, submit why, okay? You go get Eve, and y'all do what you have to do, and then, you know, Eve ended up getting tricked and all that, you know, all that other great stuff, right? So, Lilith, to me, is like the person who starts the twin flame journey, but anybody that comes after her, they just become karmic. So this is somebody who's like unfuckwithable. You're great at what you do. You have to believe in you, okay? Because people know about you, right? So I gave you all this backstory because it's like, that's some stuff you would know if you have the interest in that, right? So the person who hired you knows about you. The person who's giving you this opportunity, they know you're a force, okay? They know. The thing is, you embody this energy that you don't reflect on it enough, okay? I'll be trying to, okay, you don't reflect on it enough because maybe you've had some upsets along the way, right? You remember the movie Juno, right? She liked the boy, they had sex, and then she got pregnant, and then it was just like awkward because it was like, well, what do we do, right? So this is about like, you know, you recognizing like some of the choices that you've made, right? Like, so like this decision isn't even about that, but you do have to deal with the reality that like you've made some choices in the past where, you know, they didn't necessarily work out in your favor. But you definitely had to manage, like, you know, how you were going to move forward. I also get, you could have been somebody who, you were well on your way, you got pregnant, and you know, that you had some family challenges, dynamics, right? And some things that's also, so Lilith, you know, like I said, she's by herself, so it tells me you could be a single parent, and you know, they say single moms do it all. So you've been somebody who's really had to coordinate your entire life around like what you can do for your child, you know, what that means for your family, like how you're gonna move forward. But you've kind of done a lot of these things by yourself, right? But your biggest thing was really just kind of like, how do I get my family squared away? How do I do X, Y, and Z? So maybe that's why there's duality, because on one hand, you have to take care of you and your child, and on the other hand, you have to generate income to be able to do that, okay? So what I'm getting when we're dealing with Pisces is, I said that at some point you could be in the healthcare field. Sorry if it seems like I'm rambling, jumping around, it comes as it comes. You could be in the healthcare field because of the affiliate. So you have to look that up. I can't remember the name, the 13th zodiac sign, but look up Lilith and then look up the staff, right? When you look at Lilith, you'll look at the two snakes around her. So that's actually the correct symbol for the medical world, right? What is it called? A septicus? Right? So Lilith represents this birth of something, right? Something powerful, right? Like a real figure of the family. What is the name for that? When there is a real woman at the head of the family, right? Like that is who you are, right? You are at the head of that, right? You are throned in something in this healthcare industry. I say that because Lilith is a powerful force. And to be throned in it, it's like those two snakes that you see intertwined. I think the World Health Organization actually uses the correct symbol, and then everybody else uses the one staff with the snake around it. It's a really deep history. Look into it, okay? That becomes powerful because you'll see the way Lilith is kind of positioned on these staffs is that like she comes to bear a truth, right? And whatever that truth is deep, right? So that's like hidden esoteric knowledge in addition to everyday psychology, to like really being able to like mix those two dualities up in such a dynamic blend that it's palpable. So wherever you are, the opportunity that you're in right now, you're not fucking it up, so don't run away, okay? this opportunity is to help create the balance that you need to be able to put yourself at the head of the family in the correct way, right? So if you've got little people watching you, pay attention, okay? Because you're going to be able to teach them how to not just have the book smarts and the know-how, but to really understand how intuition works and how manifestation presents itself, right? And so this is an opportunity that's great for your career. Yes, you're working through some shit, probably because it's necessary, especially if you're in the healthcare field, right? And on the other side, it's because you have a powerful destiny to be a force, okay? But you have to get through all of this duality. So at the end of the day, I would say that duality represents to me imposter syndrome, right? Feeling like a fraud or a fake, but a lot more often than not, really just kind of swimming in too many directions and having to get more focused, okay? Like, are you like getting more focused, right? Because remember, fish can be plural or singular. So, you know, sometimes it's not that you don't know if you're coming or going, as much as it is like you're trying to swim upstream and downstream at the same time, and that's not gonna work, okay? You're gonna have to like bring it in, and you're gonna have to get clear, right? Like get clear where you're going. Fish also, Black community shit, represent pregnancy if it happens in dreams. So like maybe the water was murky, but I really get that like there was something around a pregnancy. There was really something around like maybe like your career is getting back on track, right? Maybe due to a pregnancy, and then having to step up and be a parent, and you've been doing it. Like you've been, so first of all, let me give you that. If you don't know, you're doing a great job. Because you've done it all by yourself, okay, with very little support and help, and that has been something that's been rough for you, because I think that you've tried, but you realize like the emotional wounds, you just can't let them fester. So you're trying to heal all that shit because it's necessary in order for you to get a grip on your career. So you're someone who really just realized that you're gonna have, you had to find a career that was going to work for a lot of the choices you've made, you know, and you are able to give back to people who you could potentially see making some of the same choices as you. So that's powerful, right? And maybe that's the truth you've been wrestling with, right? Like you're in your current field because it is where your lessons were learned. I always say that. You know, go and earn where the most powerful lessons were learned, right? So if, you know, you learned a significant amount of life strategies through, you know, and leadership through being in the military, then like it would benefit you to go find a way to give that back, right? If a lot of what you've gone through was emotional, Pisces is a water sign, right? It was emotional shit, but you still have that interest in philosophy, so you're definitely somebody who's all about self-help. Go give back in that area, right? Because that's where your most powerful lessons were learned. So you can authentically give that back. Like you could do that. You would do it for free because it was that transformative for you, right? It was definitely giving you insight to like, you know, how you understood things. All right, let me get these selfies afterwards. Oh. Play again, consult your inner child. So we talked about kids a lot here, right? And so are you parenting yourself? Like you're raising yourself, you're raising your kid, you raise your kid recognizing like all the things you didn't get when you were raised. That happens, that's okay, right? That's that duality, just coming to grips with it. But your inner child will tell you, well, you need some money, so heal that shit so you can move on and get out of that stage you're stuck in, okay? This is gonna work out for you. These people are supportive of you, right? Because it's necessary to be able to go somewhere where you can do that healing and still make income. Secure the bag, scan for rich conversation. Yep. You're somebody who's probably gonna do really well telling your story. Tell your life story. I get the feeling you didn't want to tell it for a while, but tell your story. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help so many other people who are in the same position that you once were in, right? Maybe a different cast of characters, but nonetheless, a very similar story. Examine your inner circle. Does your friend group reflect you? So I said at one point you were doing all this by yourself, right? But maybe you had a few family members you could rely on, but like you've never really had a whole bunch of friends or what have you, right? I think it's because you're really focused on career. So like if you're having an intuitive nudge about like, this new area you're moving into, trust that Pisces is also affiliated with intuition. So you really have to start learning to trust your intuition more. To thine own self be true. Authentic expression counts. So you're definitely needing to tell your story. Be honest with yourself about what you have come through, what you have survived, why you made those choices, right? And what did that mean to you at that time? That's what you're cleaning up. In order for you to be as successful as you want to be in this lifetime, now it's time for you to just come clean and be honest with the life you've lived, right? And the stories you've told yourself. You're golden. Value yourself. So what I get from this is, if we put this entire story together, you started this journey not necessarily knowing how it would end up. Along the way, you've had to learn a lot about how you were giving your own power away, but even more so, the thing that empowers you most, that fuels you forward, is the thing that's going to guarantee you your success in life. So value yourself. You're golden. You have a powerful story. You're a powerful person. And along the way, I think a lot of people tried to take you out, and you're just now starting to realize that's crazy, but that shit happens. And now you get to dust yourself off and rise to the fucking occasion. So go get your money. Have no lies to tell. So wherever you are, that's your Arcana Astrology Oracle with a selfies afterwards pool. Not every therapist is a healer. Not every healer is a clinician. And not every clinician will minister to your soul. You can book your session at TactfulDisruption.com.